Search engines and generative AI have democratized access to the world's collective knowledge. Because of this, simply possessing information provides less of a competitive advantage than it did a decade ago. The value has shifted toward the ability to synthesize that data, to generate, refine, and execute original concepts that a database cannot replicate. In this environment, your creative output is your primary professional currency. Most of us operate within rigid mental loops, following established industry patterns that make innovation feel like a stroke of luck or a rare genetic trait. Creativity functions as a repeatable system. It is a process that can be triggered through specific environmental design and cognitive habits. By intentionally structuring your surroundings and your daily schedule, you can manufacture high-level ideas on demand. You are moving from a passive recipient of information to an active architect of new solutions. The standard approach to a difficult problem usually involves high-pressure focus, staring at a screen until a solution appears. This intense concentration often creates a mental tunnel vision that blocks complex problem-solving. The chilling out technique reverses this. By engaging in low-stakes physical activity, like a walk or a shower, you allow the subconscious to process background information and connect disparate ideas. Albert Einstein relied on long walks to facilitate this process, using movement to invite the insights that a desk-bound routine couldn't provide. Nikola Tesla followed a similar pattern, utilizing periods of total disconnection to visualize and refine his engineering breakthroughs long before they reached the laboratory. Innovative thinking also requires external variety. Consulting non-experts, people outside your specific field, strips away industry jargon and the rigid assumptions that often stall progress. This forces you to question the standard operating procedure. When you doubt the default, you begin to see where the way it's always been done has actually become a bottleneck. Stepping outside of your workspace and your intellectual echo chamber provides the friction necessary to spark a new perspective. This fundamental shift in perspective is firmly grounded in the way your brain's two hemispheres interact during the creative process. Your left hemisphere manages analytical data, organizing facts into structure. The right hemisphere processes intuition, scanning for nonlinear patterns. Solving an impossible problem happens when these hemispheres synchronize. You use data to ground expansive intuition, achieving higher output. Engaging in new experiences and diverse environments actually drives neuroplasticity, which is the brain's physical capacity to rewire its internal connections. This rewiring fosters divergent thinking. Your brain gained the ability to produce multiple unique solutions to a single challenge, expanding your range of viable options. By bridging analytical logic with open imagination, you physically adapt your brain to identify successful paths where others only see a dead end. Even a highly efficient creative system can be sabotaged by internal psychology. We often perform a form of self-censorship that stops ideas before they can even be tested. This is an involuntary reaction to the fear of judgment. We instinctively discard thoughts that feel too experimental or stray too far from societal norms. The tick-tock technique provides a way to override this. You begin by identifying a negative, limiting thought as it happens. This is the tick. You then consciously replace that thought with the talk, an objective, empowering alternative, focusing on potential rather than risks. Identifying and quieting this internal critic is the final step in moving a concept from a private thought to a public reality. Deepak Chopra offers a final insight that changes the nature of these mental boundaries. The limits we believe we are working against are almost entirely self-imposed. We treat our habits and fears as if they are physical walls. Instead of exhausting yourself trying to think outside the box, you can simply realize that the box is an illusion. It isn't there. Once you stop respecting those imaginary constraints, you are free to build. What is the first thing you are going to create?